I spent probably about 4 years before I began self-identifying as autistic and ADHD. So I spent 4 years consuming content online and interacting with other individuals who are also autistic and ADHD. Now, on a smaller scale, I was also interacting with those of BPD and PTSD. Basically, I was consuming all the content before I began to self-identify as all of those things: autistic, ADHD, BPD, and PTSD. Then, receiving my official diagnosis last year, I was able to have the psychologist confirm everything that I was self-identifying. The thing is, most people that are neurodivergent aren't curious enough to figure out what's going on within their mind to be able to start questioning whether they are neurodivergent. That's one big thing I learned while I was researching for myself, I guess. How many people who, if you're questioning whether you are neurodivergent, you most likely are neurodivergent. Typicals don't question whether they're autistic unless they're trying to jump on some kind of bandwagon or whatever. Besides the point. I did my due diligence to figure out how I was showing up, looking through all the aspects of my life and everything before I even started making the determination that I was accepting the neurodivergent labels of autistic, ADHD, BPD, and PTSD. Getting these diagnoses officially allowed me to accept my speculations, I guess. There was still a lot of questioning. Am I really this? I didn't want to claim that I was something when I wasn't. And there was also some doubt when it was freaking all these are coming up and people are like, are you sure you're this way? And that's because I presented in such a masked form of autism. My autism presents a lot like it does for females and those of color, because the minorities they have not been studied enough, so they've had to mask and hide, and they learn these ways to incorporate themselves into society while still being neurodivergent and at their own detriment. Accepting myself as having these things allowed me to start implementing techniques and whatnot, and how I care for myself and how I show up. Having things so I can stim, not tolerating people speaking down on me, because that's a big thing that I have. And I just really wanted to start creating this content so others could not feel alone like I felt for so many years of my life. So that is why I speak on this. I speak to share with those who might be feel alone and are trying to discover who they are for themselves.